We've never been understaffed in the history of Aces EFI.
Aces EFI only works understaffed. Only. You're recording this.
We're hiring, by the way. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tech Tuesday. My name is Ben.
I'm Bradley.
I'm joined by Bradley, one of our Aces techs here, and we're back at the Tech Tuesday thing. I got married.
Back at the thing. Oh, yeah, he's got a ring now.
So I was gone.
Don't let him sucker punch you with his left hand.
Some other people are out for various reasons, whether it be R&D, trade shows, or whatever. So we will also be continuing to cycle through various guests on Tech Tuesday, but all to the good of the brand.
Except me, I'm not a guest.
You're not
just
a
another
guest.
guy in the office.
So
Yeah.
you have
Speaking
to
of the
do
trade shows, we'll be at Bowling Green, Kentucky this weekend.
Yeah.
Pro Touring Truck Shootout. That'd be fun.
Yep.
So
I still have to make a post about that later. You'll see that probably tomorrow. Anyway, we're jumping back into the swing of things.
We are.
Back into Tech Tuesdays. So, Bradley, I will
get her going.
You read question one.
Brent Beeler 7051. Not a question, says thanks with an X. Guys, always
Nice.
Appreciate it. We
Nice.
appreciate you, I think.
Yes, we appreciate you, and we appreciate being back.
Bro, I got to turn the filter on.
No, filter. Tim doesn't have a filter. He just says stuff, and I just have to edit it out. No, for real. We'll start with Ryan8456, and I'll let you read it.
All right. Does this system allow custom crank/cam setups for other than 24/58X LS stuff? No, sir.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. That's not something that we have in the firmware or anything. So when you're going through the Start Wizard, it only asks you if it's the 24 or the 58. That's something that we're probably working on. But as far as the LS stuff goes, majority of the market is either 24 or 58. So that's what we're striving to get, is majority of the market taken care of and everything. And we may jump down the rabbit hole over time of custom things like that. We have ran into some people that are running the 24X on a Gen 4, and you just have to swap pins A and C if that's your case. I know some people already know that, but it's kind of like tribal knowledge. It's not something that we really have in any sort of instructions or anything, but I've had to go over and discuss that in a few tech calls. So that being said, I figured it'd be worth putting in the video just in case.
Absolutely.
But as far as custom stuff goes, that's not something that we've got in there. I mean,
right now, no.
We may. I couldn't really give you a timeline on that, but I think we might put it in one of these software updates. And if that's the case, then whenever you go in on the website, you can actually look down in there. I don't know if y'all know this, but if you go in and look in the software updates on the website, you can look down in there and see what's included in there. So we get some cats that think, oh, there's a new update. I have to go do a new update. And it's like if that software version doesn't have anything for a Killshot and you're running a Killshot, then it may not be in your best interest to do an update. If your car's running great, leave it alone.
Yep. I will also take this moment briefly to talk about the new social media promotion for April, which is called Major League Innovations. So for stuff like this or ideas that you come up with as a new or for a new Aces product, you can go to Facebook or Instagram and just leave your idea in the comments. Maybe you have 5 ideas in the comments, and then whoever gets the most likes on those comments gets every week, every Friday. Somebody is the one with the most comments gets $1,000 in an Aces gift card, and then at the end of the month, we're gonna pick one of those ideas and we're gonna make it as an Aces product. So if there's stuff like this that you're thinking of, whether it's stuff to add to the software, whether it's actually a new product, whether it's the pink Aces Killshot that we had a April Fool's joke with earlier this month, whatever it is, go over there, leave a comment, and see about us doing it. So
that's the first I've heard of this.
Yeah,
man. I'm pretty
well,
excited
you're
about
stuck
that.
in the tech center, so. But yeah,
I'm excited about
yes.
that, man.
So head over Major League Innovations. Question 2, Andrew Vap. It's VAP. There's no
VAP.
E. 5682. Hey, I have a 1996 OBS that I'm trying to put a 4.8 with a 4L60E, and I'm confused on how to wire my transmission. Could you help me figure out how to wire all 3 connectors? I have the jackpot system with the intake manifold. Thank you.
All right. So in the manual I was just talking about, it'll be page 19
On the
left-hand side of the manual on the website.
Mm-hmm.
It says transmission harness and then transmission wiring. The transmission harness can be used for GM 4L60, 4L65, 4L80, and 4L85E transmissions.
Mm-hmm.
Each connector is labeled.
Mm-hmm.
Transmission ECU connector plugs into C7 connector on the jackpot main wiring harness. AH2011A plugs into the last connector opposite of the main harness. Main transmission connector plugs into the connector on the transmission on the driver's side of a 4L80 installed horizontally, or on the passenger side of a 4L60E installed vertically. So that would be you in this case. VSS, or vehicle speed sensor, located on the rear driver's side on a 4L80 and on the rear passenger side of a 4L60. So there you go.
Yep.
Turbine speed sensor, a TSS. The 4L60 does not have a turbine speed sensor, so you are in the clear on that.
You're good on that.
And then you have your brake switch, which is a brown wire. Wired to the brake light switch, must be installed to a 12-volt source, as most brake light switches are. This input is used to unlock the torque converter when the brakes are applied.
Yep. And if you, again, like I said before, if you have any more additional questions, if you want to lay out your harness, take a picture, send it into customer service, and we'll be more than happy to give any more specifics based on when we're looking at it. But, yeah, all of that's page 19 on the left-hand side. You're looking through the pages on the manual. So that's all on our website. Welcome back. One dead battery later, we are back to Tech Tuesday. Question 3, Bradley.
Grinding Gears Automotive 8160.
Sounds like your kind of thing.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Good old grinding of the gears. Can you use Killshot? Grinding Gears Automotive 8160. Can you use Killshot with MSD LSCDI box? That's not something that we've tested in-house, so we can, verify that and put that information out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say no to that. I don't think there is a CDI option on the software, specifically on the handheld, on the setup wizard. I could be wrong about that. If there is, it's probably exclusively for the full house, and using the full house coils, which you can use with the jackpot. Wait, this says Killshot with MS. Wait, no. Can you use the Killshot? Oh, I'm
with
following.
MSD
I'm following.
LS.
Now
Yeah,
I'm following.
it's on
you
an
want to put a
LS.
throttle body on an LS.
Yeah, and if that's the case, if you're just wanting to go with more classic look, we offer a jackpot system that
intake.
runs the multi-port style intake with a throttle body on the top. That would be the better option.
I think that's exactly what you're looking for, most likely. Unless it's like a really heavy boosted or heavy horsepower engine. That's the only
Which
difference.
Multi-port would still be a better option in that case.
Yeah.
Because you're going from multi-port to a throttle body with only 4 injectors.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, check that out. I'll leave. Maybe I can see about leaving a link in either the description or up here for you to click on for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting too comfortable
We
on
have
camera, apparently.
too many laughs on here. At Where's My 10 millimeter?
Hey,
I literally think
I like
that's
that.
I think that's Tim's favorite handle on the comments that we've had here.
I like that.
He says, I appreciate you guys taking the time to do these and answer my questions. Thank you. Is there a setting for fuel cut versus RPM in the software? I looked through the fuel settings and couldn't find anything, both on the handheld and laptop software. I'd like to have the fuel cut rev limit instead of the ignition cut since I'm not controlling read more spark with my Killshot. Rotaries have weird ignition systems, man. Thanks for any help.
Oh, it's on a rotary. Even
Yeah.
better.
So we may,
Super
I don't know
cool.
the answer to this. If you do, this may be a tech short coming to you live soon at a.
Yeah, we can make a short about this. There's not a fuel cut in the software right now. That's something that me and Tim have been talking about a little bit, so I can shoot some fireballs out of my car and have some cool pictures and stuff. But yeah, that's not something that's in there right now. That's definitely something they're trying to work towards in the new update and everything, and putting it in the actual.
We're working on an
software.
Update. We haven't had an update in a while.
Yeah, there's actually already a 211.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, see, you don't get to see some stuff either.
I don't know that. Okay,
yeah,
that's
sick. We actually have.
Well, I've also been gone for a while.
We may have a flash drive with it already on it.
Really? That's sick.
Bryant Stillwell, 6723. Tim, I'm not sure if you have covered this yet or not. I haven't gotten through every video yet. The learn data in the software. What are the values? Is it flow rates? Is this going to be shown as a percentage value in the future? ? Is there going to be a way for people to transfer learn to bass? Many of my customers run exhaust cutouts, including me, and see reversion below 2,000 to 2,500 RPMs. So it is nice to have a 2D table of closed loop learn parameters or RPM requirements for closed loop, etc. Not really a question, I suppose, just would be nice to see in the future. Plan to do data logs. Very impressed with the capabilities of the system, even some pretty worn out engines. Keep up the great work. All right, cool. Just my 2 cents on this, whether it's valuable or not. In my opinion on this, with running cutouts, what I would do is get as much learn data in there as possible. So the learn tables are separate in their own way. Like, you can clear the learn tables, but it's going to like adjust the fuel table itself. So what I would do is get the most amount of part throttle tuning or drivability, like part throttle around town driving you can, to get those learn tables to adjust properly. Obviously, do your fuel table offset to get the injection pulse width or loop percent close, so it doesn't have to compensate as much. But what I would do, if you're running cutouts and they're super close to those O2 sensors and you're going to get reversion from that, what I would do is run it without the cutouts open, get the learn data in there, and then when it's running great and it's not really pulling any fuel out anywhere, turn those O2 sensors off. Go into the handheld and turn off the fuel learn. That's going to turn those O2 sensors off. That would deal with the exhaust reversion you're seeing in those in the learn tables from the O2 or the cutouts being open. That would just be what I would do on it if it was something that I was doing on my car. That'd be something I would try on it. If you have any other issues, though, you know, give us a tech call and we'll go about, seeing if there's any better options for that. But that would be my 2 cents on what to do with that, because when you're running those O2 sensors, they're making the appropriate fuel trims and everything and populating that learn table. Once it's done enough, there's no more that it can really do necessarily, so to speak. So once it's been driving for a while and doing good, I mean, you can go in there and turn them off, and you'll just be running off that table, and that would be what I would do on that. But like I said, if that doesn't work out for you, got any other issues, and put in for a tech call, and we'll see what we can do about it. Yeah. But that'd be what I would do on that, just to populate that learn table and then go in there, turn them off. That way you don't have to worry about the reversion that you're getting from having the cutouts open. So.
Yeah. I'll also see if Tim can respond to this comment specifically. Tim, if you're watching this video, which I know you do, go back to Brian Stillwell's comment as well.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. All right. At J Edwards 100 Able. I have a 1997 Chevron 4.3 V6 Vortec engine wanting to do away with the factory spider fuel injection. Fair enough. Do a turbo blow through. My question is, your major competitor has an adapter to use an 8795 factory GM distributor. Can Aces unit wire an 8795 distributor? Or somehow use the factory carb-style Vortec distributor? I know the new Vortec distributors for a V6 has a mount made onto it where it automatically locks into place where you don't need to scan tool. I'm assuming he means 2 data stream sets in between +2 to -2 degrees. Man, I don't know if we do. Off the top of my head.
So for this one right here, we don't actually make that adapter from Aces products, but what I would do is do some further research and see if you can find one from an outside source. But that's definitely something that I would like to run by Tim himself and see if he can send it up to the upper echelon in the company and the engineering department, and because that's definitely something that we could look into and get in our products. So some of the smaller things in the website, which I believe we're working on that as well, having a section where you can buy small parts and things like that. Because we do notice that we get a lot of calls for people just needing an O2 sensor, just needing a map sensor, just needing a TPS sensor. So that's something that they're working on up front, getting that taken care of, and you should be seeing that there whenever we get that done, because that's definitely something we should look into. And,
I don't think we definitely don't have an adapter. I don't know if our distributors are going to fit what you're asking for. But for anybody else who's curious, if you're looking at using an old distributor that you have or a distributor that comes stock on the vehicle that you're using, unless you're just ride or die, HEI, ride or die, whatever's on there, we just recommend that you go with an Aces distributor because it plugs into the wiring harness. It'll mesh well with our software as it's designed to do. So I don't think that's necessarily what's going on here, but if you are on the fence in that regard, get the distributor and coil, the Aces distributor and coil. It'll save you so much headache.
No, that's accurate. Gavin Angston 8315. I did the fuel table offset on my 4.8 LS on stock 25.4 pound injectors, and I'm unable to get it below 5 with mild table set all the way down. I have a sloppy stage 2 cam. Should I try stock cam setting to try to get it down, or is 5 an okay number? Not entirely sure what you're referring to on 5 as the number. Maybe the IAC value, but that wouldn't be a fuel table issue. Our systems generally run on 36 pound injectors, but even with a stage 2 cam, running stock injectors, it just seems like they would, run out of juice towards the top end of the fuel table. That's not something I've personally done, but I just know that our systems run on either 36s or 65s.
Right.
But if you set it accordingly in the setup wizard, I don't see why you'd have an issue with it.
Yeah, that would be my first thing is what do you have in the handheld preset to what injector size you're using.
Yeah, as long as you've got that appropriately in there, and you've got good fuel pressure. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to with the number 5 and trying to get it adjusted on there. I would go with the stock cam setting and go from there.
If you're running stock, I'd keep it stock. I don't know.
I mean, even with a stage 2 cam, if you're having issues taking fuel out of that mild fuel table, this is also if you are on 2.10. If you're on an earlier version, you're doing this on a laptop. But on the
he's
latest,
doing a fuel table offset, so I'd imagine.
But you can do that on the laptop.
Regardless.
Is what I'm saying.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So But yeah, if you're having fueling issues, and you notice that you're going further down than where the stock table is set at, then just go with a stock table, man. It's just something that I've had to do personally on my vehicle. I thought I had a choppy cam and didn't have that as much as I thought I needed. So yeah, I would do stock table, but like I said, I'm not entirely sure if you're referring to 5 on the IAC. then you'll have to adjust that accordingly to try to get it around 6 to 20.
Yep.
Make sure to do a TPS auto
set
set each time that you adjust it so that it knows where 0 is at.
Yep.
And but
that's
if
done
you have
in the
questions
wizard.
on that, we have a video for that.
Mhm.
And if that's, still not getting you in the ballpark, you can just give us a call and we'll get you sorted out there. Let's wrap this up.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Tech Tuesday. If you liked it, please leave a like down below. If you have a question about EFI or Aces EFI, please feel free to leave a comment down below. If you see any Aces social media coverage of Tech Tuesday anywhere else, other than YouTube, feel free to show it some love. But yeah, we're back into it, back into the normal grind of Tech Tuesday. So for everybody watching, thanks again, and we'll see you all in the next Tech Tuesday video. Bye for now.